Hey everybody, welcome to a special little episode of Squad Pod Sports. We're going to be talking about, because it all happened like right the day after we just recorded our latest episode of
Yeah,
Squad
of
Pod,
course.
but a bunch of games, all of the Wednesday games got canceled or postponed, should we say.
Yeah,
Actually, from a lot of leagues, we had the NBA, the WNBA, the MLB, and Major League Soccer all have games that were canceled or postponed because of the Jacob
yeah,
Blake shooting in Wisconsin. And apparently, they're all going to be talking about what's going to be happening here moving forward, specifically talking
yeah,
about the NBA.
yeah. The Milwaukee Bucks, they were one of the first teams to kind of introduce the idea of boycotting the game. They did release a statement not long after the game got postponed. Um, over here, the past 1 months have shed a light on the ongoing racial injustices facing our African American communities. Citizens around the country have used their voices and platforms to speak out against these wrongdoings. Over the last few days in our home state of Wisconsin, we've seen the horrendous video of Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times by a police officer in Kenosha, and the additional shooting of protesters that night. Despite the overwhelming plea for change, there have been no action, so our focus today cannot be on basketball. Um, and it goes on there. It explains they're protesting to pretty much just help, like, for the injustice here. They want to draw attention to that. Like, we can't be focused on basketball in hard times like these. We need to
Exactly.
draw attention to the issue
Like
that's at hand
J.R.
here.
Smith
It's bigger than
said,
sports.
J.R. Smith had a great quote where he was talking about, you didn't hear us, now you can't see us. And I was like, damn, like it was just,
Yeah.
what's that? There's only a couple words and it was so powerful right there, just what he's saying.
Yes.
Like,
And it
do
goes
you get
back.
it now? But probably not. Like, but hey, it's still, I don't have any problem with the boycott. Like, I don't know,
Exactly.
might lose fans for it, might gain fans for it, but like either way, I don't have any problem with it. I think they're doing exactly what they should do. Use their platform for what they believe in. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and they even go on here. It says, when we take the court and represent Milwaukee and Wisconsin, we are expected to play at a high level, giving maximum effort and hold each other accountable. We hold ourselves to that standard, and in this moment, we are demanding the same from our lawmakers and law enforcement. So, and I'm
And
glad that
it's is it
not,
that much to
yeah,
ask for? To be honest, you know. But
it's not. It's
but
it's
anyway,
just human decency.
the
Um,
Bucks
but
ownership actually
yeah,
came out and we're talking about how they fully support the players and the decision that they
yeah.
made. So
And that's what I was gonna say is like it's I'm really glad that the league is standing behind the players.
right,
And not just the Milwaukee team, like the whole league, every team, like all the games were postponed. And before the league postponed them, there was even just talks between the teams that
yeah,
like, hey, like we're not comfortable playing.
the Raptors and the
Um,
Celtics being an example of that because we even
yeah,
alluded to
and I
it a
know,
little bit yesterday in the podcast.
yeah, and I know Chris Paul is the president of the Players Association, I
Yeah,
think it is,
yeah,
and then they had like video of him with Russ, like they got together and like they were talking and they like apparently they had a meeting tonight of all the players in the NBA in one location
and there'll be a meeting tomorrow
trying to figure
morning.
out where to go forward. Yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen as of right now. I mean, there was rumors and talks about possibly ending the playoffs here.
We'll see what
Um,
happens. I don't know if it'll go that far. I really doubt
yeah,
it'll go that far in
I,
other leagues.
yeah.
Even though they
Oh,
canceled
definitely in other
maybe
leagues.
the WNBA, but the MLB is not going to cancel their seat. But like I could see the very strong possibility of the NBA or the WNBA doing something about it. You know,
Just stopping.
just
Yeah.
stopping and just trying to
Um,
have their
and,
voices heard.
and you said about the MLB, I'm really glad that like a lot of these other leagues are stepping up here. I mean, the only one that really didn't was the NHL.
Yeah, but I mean,
Really.
nobody was really asking them to either, so I don't fault them for not.
Exactly.
I don't.
I know they are getting a ton of flack right now because they went on
I don't.
with their
I don't
game.
fault anybody who wanted to play today. But I know there
Yeah.
was baseball teams that their teams played and individual players sat out. So like they
Yeah,
still
okay.
individually protest. But I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with the either way. If you wanted to play, if you wanted to protest, but either way, if you want your voice to be heard,
And that kind of comes back to what tonight Kenny the Jet
Yeah,
walked out.
just kind of
He
walked
left the
right off the
studio.
set.
He explained he explained what was going on,
But
and that he was standing in solidarity with the players,
as a
and he didn't
former
feel comfortable
player,
being there.
as a former player, he felt that way,
Exactly.
so he just wanted to do that. And he's not a player anymore. He works for TNT. So like that
Yeah.
was just gonna have implications on his job. I doubt it, but that was one of the first things I
Yeah.
thought about. I was like, is that what are they gonna consider that? But they're not gonna fire Kenny for
Yeah.
this. There's no way. There's no way. But anyway,
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's the breaking news.
just wanted to pretty
I
much
know
catch
that
up on
it's
that.
yeah. I know it's going to get blown out of proportion by a lot of people, um,
Yeah,
about like, oh, these guys should be playing, like this is their job and all this, but like it's really not hard to ask for like just take a look at the issue at hand. Like there's a reason these leagues and these players aren't comfortable playing,
yeah.
it's crazy. So it's like just think about it.
But
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching. Wanted to update
Yeah,
you a
we
little bit on
appreciate
what's
it.
going on. Have a good
Yeah, the
day.
breaking news.